Okay, we're going to have a look at the noise reduction options that Affinity Photo offers us when we're developing raw images. So when we first bring a raw image in, and we're in the develop persona, we'll notice Photo performs some color noise reduction. And indeed, as I pan around the image here, you'll see there's plenty of luminance noise, which adds a fine texture, but no chrominance noise. And indeed, if we go across to the details panel here, we'll see the colors noise reduction slider is set to 40%. So if I just take that down to 0, we can see the very ugly chrominance noise that's present in the original raw image. So that is set to 40% by default, which then leaves us with the texture of the luminance noise. Now, if we wanted to go further and actually smooth all this noise out, we can start dragging the luminance slider up gradually until we're flattening out all of that detail. Now, the issue with removing noise entirely is that it shows the lack of precision behind that noise. So you can see we've got some banding here that looks a bit ugly. Now, one of the tricks we can use to counteract this is we can still have noise in our image, but instead we control the granularity of it. So we've just removed all of that luminance noise, which has a certain texture to it. So I'll just drag that slider back up to 100%. But what we can do is check noise addition, and we can add in some Gaussian noise, which you'll notice is much finer. It's also more controlled, so it looks less digital and more like some kind of filmic grain. And if you've got a particularly noisy image, that's a great little trick for retaining some kind of nice tonal texture to your image. So you'll see that by default, I'll just go ahead and reset this. Our noise reduction settings were set to 40% for colors and 0% for luminance. We can actually change this default up on the assistant options here. So you see under noise reduction, currently we have apply color reduction, and that actually performs some analysis. So the color reduction you get is tailored to the specific image that's opened. We can also change this to take no action, in which case we're left to manually add in our noise reduction. Or you can apply color and luminance reduction. So that will perform some calculated noise reduction for both luminance and chrominance. So I'll go ahead and close this raw file down and then reopen it. And you'll notice this time around, because I changed that option to use color and luminance noise reduction, the luminance is now set to 20%. So now if I zoom into the image, we'll see there's been some degree of luminance noise reduction whilst still maintaining some kind of texture. We can of course drag the slider further again, or even reduce it entirely if we decide we don't like the smoothed out result. You'll also notice two extreme checkboxes here, which pretty much do as they say. So I can check these, and this allows us to go past that 100% threshold. So you'll see we can really apply quite an aggressive luminance denoise. This is particularly useful if you're working with high ISO imagery. I'm talking 1600 ISO and above really, because again, you can use that little trick to remove all of the ugly digital sensor noise and add back in some more uniform Gaussian noise. I hope that's helped just clarify Photo's default behavior regarding noise reduction and how you can change it and tailor it to your own specific workflow needs. If you have any questions or queries, please don't hesitate to ask on the Affinity forums, and don't forget to check out the other video tutorials. Thank you for watching.